Hello everybody, Stitch Rolf here, and welcome to Domains 4, where I'm playing as Sidis and the War of the Young Gods. Episode 8, and also an interesting turn, this one, more for revelations than for things happening. So, this turn, biggest thing that happened was this message from Yomi and these two battles. The message from Sarmatia and Barritos, just them saying how I went responding to me pointing out the threat of Yomi, and I sent them a message this turn in response to because of what Yomi sent me. You could pause and read these if you want. Yomi sent me this. Your lands don't make me laugh. These are my lands, and you're merely a pest to be removed. This is a declaration of war. I shall not stop until I feast on your flesh while your city burns. So, war in our little subcontinent of ours. Proclamation of Helheim, which let us know that his prophet died 6 months ago. 6 or 7 months ago. Because you can only make a profit every 6 turns after your first prophet dies. I'm pretty sure they at least had a prophet. I don't think this is their first one. And dormant pretender gods are awakening, so mine could awaken now. Battle in Harrowwood. That's the big battle. The battle for the throne. The throne here? Well, we'll look at it after this battle. The heavy cavalry running up or in front, just as how my black servant saw the fight, and runs into the front line where I have the city guard actually in front. Or no, not even city guard, light infantry. Getting massacred with that 5 protection. And now the rest of my troops come and bundle up. And my cavalry, my more like chariots, lizard chariots, are coming up on the rear side, this side particular. Now the regular militia is now going up. Let's see, which one takes the turn first, my cavalry or my regular guys? So my regular guys, there you go. And now here's my cavalry. Yep. It's hard, I don't want to focus on one particular part because both parts are equally interesting. The destruction of the main fighting force over there, as you can see, we're wiping out quite a bit of them, and also this, where we run right through the command, the left command of the forces. They're making their fight, and the heavy cavalry route. Really good, really good. Mass banishments being cast. This destruction of this leftmost center of commanders shall really help to lower the morale of the enemies. And we should start seeing mass routing. So I'm gonna fast forward. Only speed 2 for fast forward, not the really fast third one. And our cavalry actually becomes quite divided here, as it targets everything in here as the rearmost, and then it finally goes into the next center of command of the enemy army, residing the last enemy magicians. And boom. You only lose 14 troops. 3 light infantries, 1 city guard, 1 heavy infantry, and unfortunately 5 of our lizard chariots. The 4 serpent dancers aren't as bad as the lizard chariot losses, but they did their job. Those chariots really did their job. And then we were attacked in Bitter Pass by Yomi, the 40 force. I didn't actually expect to be attacking. It did. We have the bandits, we have the really good general over here. And we've got the Akka Oni throwing flames again. We've got a Jaguar Tribe Warriors, because that is from the Province events, and 7 of our guys who would routed here from our army moving into the place where the Yeomans. I don't know how to say like the plural form of Yomi, like Yomians. I don't know. So we engage the Bakemonos, and then them with their low morale now start to retreat. The Akka Oni, or funnily enough, not funnily, but funny, it's funny how they're wrecking my troops, yet they can't have a hard time to even touch the Jaguar slingers up in here. I find that quite funny, and the Jaguar Tidestingers turning around and caused them to actually rout. The armies of Yomi routed because of this 10 province defense, amazingly. We actually kill this one right here as our troops run up in front to engage. Boom. And we win. We keep Bitter Pass, and that is a really more like inspiring victory for us, how we would have expected to lose to the force of Akka Oni, but we actually won. So main thing that's happening is the army movement. We're moving up our big force. We put it all on one person, Librat, the Lizardaire. Gonna be so hard to pronounce all the names in this game. As I've stacked all the troops on him and then moved him up, I'm going to also have my other Lizardaire stay here and build a fortress, I'm building a fortress here instead of a palisade, because a palisade I would have built here if I was planning to expand further into Niflheim lands. But right now, the war with Yomi actually turned me around and convinced me to build a palisade. And I'm going to use that. The palisade's going to mark the edge of my territory and where my furthermost borders are that I'm going to be protecting. It has 200 more defense than a regular palisade fort, and twice as much siege supplies, so it can withstand sieges for quite a bit longer and not fall as easily. And I'm claiming the throne with my prophet. I'm going to be sending the mercenary force into Coral Crest because I only have 2 more turns with them, so I can't send them 100 pounds for 2 minutes. Yeah, I totally not easily distracted at all. Just cut off into wanting to look at the archers in white. I'm sending the mercenary force here. I only have 2 turns, so I can't move them up to Thor and give them a whole bunch of shamblers to move into Coral Crest. They'll be off contract at that point. I don't have really enough money to pay them, as I only have 4 gold in my treasury right now. So yeah, just gonna throw them at Coral Crest and hope that 20v20 mine win. Though the Tritonites do look dangerous. And I'm searching with Rimmon and Ravenna, having my Shade, my Black Servant. Shade's a regular unit, not a commander unit. Move through Niflheim lands out into the mainland over here to see what politics looks like over there, what land looks like. Moving my other scout over here now to spy on Yomian troop movements and their forces. And I'm hopefully gonna go up, take Largan. Well, more like I'll probably go through Bitter Pass. We'll just actually be better just to wait and see how things progress in this area, because declaration of war and no immediate back up to Coven Downs seems suspicious. Like, but this war is going to be my justification for taking land from Yomi and actually I'm going to be hoping to propel myself into being the superpower of this subcontinent. Have 6 reborns researching. It's still conjuration to get to revive Bane, and then just give the Bane a whole bunch of shamblers. So, oh yeah, the throne that I'm capturing is the Throne of Ice. It's gonna give me cold resistance, which is really funny how I'm gonna get the cold resistance right next to Niflheim. I find that particularly hilarious. Uh, Word use. Particularly hilarious. Who says particularly hilarious? Yay. Alright. And I don't probably not gonna even get Hidden Forest. That's probably gonna fall to either Niflheim or Sarmatia, because most of my forces is gonna be concentrated up here in Coven Downs and above, fighting Yomi. And with the little money that I had left, I recruited my capital all the way up to where I had literally no more gold, and I'm recruiting a Lizard King. Lizard King actually makes up a decent of the expenses, being 230 gold, but the reason and also slow to recruit, so that's unfortunate as well. But the reason why I'm getting a Lizard King is because he's a level 3 priest with really good banishment. Well, he's a level 3 priest, which gives him the really good banishment against Oni forces, which mainly consist of demons, which can be banished. And also his exceptionally high leadership, giving him +2 morale for up to 4 squads. And he's gonna be really my enabler in winning the war against Yomi over here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much his turn. Now, before I end this episode, I'd like to let you guys know that renaming is actually allowed in this game. So I could go over to Ribbon over here, select him, and if I right click him, press R, I could rename him to whatever I want. Like this. There you go. And if you guys want, you can post in the comments below of what if you'd want to have someone renamed after you, and if you want to have a specific person renamed after you, you could say which one you want. You could be the scout over here. I'm not gonna say their names. I'm just gonna say their roles or professions. You could be the Sauromancer. Heck, you could be the Lizard King. I don't think uh, I think I can maybe even rename the Mercenary Commander, right? No, I can't. Oh, you can't rename famous people. Interesting. Yep. Hall of Fame. Can't rename famous people. Yeah, so I could rename uh, a person of your choice, or if you just say you want to be named, I'll just rename one of my commanders after you, and hopefully you'll be put into the Hall of Fame, maybe. Unfortunately, I'll probably not be able to like do more than that. I won't be able to like follow specific like strategies if that you'd want me to do with them, because unless they probably won't coincide with what I'd want to do with them. But I always felt that as a viewer myself, when I viewed very like specific series, there's only like 2 or 3 I've ever watched that allowed viewers to just to have themselves renamed into the series. One of those being most of those being XCOM series, of course. And I felt that that really makes for a much more interactive experience, and also kept me invested. So if you guys want to do that, just post in the comments and feel free. And this will be it for this episode of the War of the Young Gods. See you guys later.